Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, not be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence, my life. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true word. I ever with thee, and thou with me, Lord. Thou my great Father, and I thy true Son. Thou in me dwelling, and thou with me one. Riches I heed not, no man's empty praise. Thou mine inheritance, now and always. Thou and thou only, first in my heart. High King of heaven, my treasure, thou art more precious than silver. Lord, you are more costly than gold. Lord, you are more beautiful than diamonds, and nothing I desire compares with you. High King of heaven, my victory won. May I reach heaven's joys, oh bright heaven's sun. Heart of my own heart, whatever befall, still be my vision, O ruler of all.
I see some parables that Yeshua gave that could be valuable to us at this time. So today I'm going to talk about Matthew 13, some of the parables in Matthew 13. If you're not familiar with Matthew 13, the parables there, just write it down, and I do encourage you to go look at those later on. But I'm going to start here, just the introduction in verses 1 through 3. That same day, Yeshua went out of the house and sat down by the lake. But such a large crowd gathered around him that he got into a boat and sat there while the crowd stood on the shore. So many people wanted to hear him. So many people seeking what this man was going to say. He told them many parables. So Yeshua went on to proclaim the parable of the farmer sowing his seed, whereas you may know, if not, look at it later. Seed fell along the roadside, right, and was eaten up by birds, while some fell on rocky ground where the soil was shallow and the sun dried it all up. And then some of the seed fell among the thorns, where it was choked out. After that, in verse 10, it says, "Then the disciples came and asked Yeshua, 'Why are you speaking to them in parables?' He answered, 'Because it has been given to you to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven,'" the kingdom of God. "But it has not been given to them. For anyone who has something will be given more." Interesting. "So that he will have plenty. But from anyone who has nothing, even what he does have will be taken away." Now, this almost might sound like Yeshua is saying the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But not so fast with that thought. Why do those with nothing have nothing? This can be an entire sermon, of course, as you know, on its own. But for sake of time, I'll just remind us of this short passage in Matthew 7:7-8. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be open. So I ask then, what doors are they that are without knocking on? Or are they knocking at all? Is their house empty? The adversary also has a door that people can knock upon. And also, important to know that if the rooms of a person's heart are not occupied by God, the adversary will gladly come in and make his home there. So ask, seek, knock on the Creator's door. Isaiah 55:6 says something similar. "Seek ye Yehovah while he may be found. Call or ask ye upon him while he is near." Okay, look what happened in Nineveh. They changed their way. They turned their heart back. And they were forgiven. And they had prophetic vision then and did not perish. Now returning back to Matthew 13. And in verse 13, Yeshua answers why he speaks in parables. "Here is why I speak to them in parables. They look without seeing." Again, consider why they look and don't see. Well, who are they looking to? Who are they sharing the living quarters of their soul with? So continuing, "And they listen without hearing or understanding." That is, in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Yeshayahu, which is Isaiah, in 6:9-10, which says, "You will keep on hearing, but never understand." All of the councils that men sit in, are they going to figure it all out? They've had a long time, and it hasn't been figured out yet. Continuing, "And keep on seeing, but never perceive, because the heart of this people has become dull, and their ears they barely hear, and their eyes they have closed, so as to not see with their eyes, hear with their ears, or understand with their heart, and instead turn back their hearts so that I could heal them." That That's something to pray for, certainly. Yeshua then goes on to tell his disciples there how blessed they are, that their eyes, because they see, and their ears, because they hear. And then goes on to explain that first sower, the parable, goes on to explain that, which you can read again in Matthew 13. But Yeshua continues with another sower parable, this time, though, not about on the ground that it's sown on. In verse 24, he picks this up. Yeshua put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in the field. Remember, God didn't start this world off in the mess that it's currently in right now, did he? He sowed good seed when he started, which leads to verse 25. But while people were sleeping, yes, humankind has fallen asleep to God's ways. And look why. Continuing, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat, then went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed grains, the weeds also appear. When the wheat sprouted, the weeds also appeared with them. The owner's servant came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in this field? Where have the weeds come from?" He answered, "An enemy has done this." The servant asked him, "Then do you want us to go and pull them up?" But he said, "No, because if you pull up the weeds, you might uproot some of the wheat, the good seed that was sown, at the same time. Let them both grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time, I will tell the reapers to collect the weeds first, and tie them in bundles to be burned, but to gather the wheat into my barn." Gather the wheat into his barn. That's why we ask, we seek, we knock. We see with our ears, hear with our ears. We see with our eyes, hear with our ears, and most importantly, with our hearts. The one who sowed good seed, Yeshua explains in verses 37 through 39, is the Son of Man, the Son of God, Yeshua, HaMoshiach. And the good seed, those who belong to the kingdom of God. The one who sowed the weeds is the adversary, and the weeds belong to him, Yeshua explains. The adversary right now is stirring the pot, fanning the flames, as most of us in this generation have probably never seen. He is the master of chaos, the master of turning hearts away from God. The adversary would love nothing more than to sweep us right alongside in this chaotic state that's surrounding us. But be strong. Remember these words. Be strong and secure in our Savior's arms, and pray in the midst of the fire. Pray as Daniel did. Let me emphasize the verse that follows, 2 Chronicles 7:14. That's verse 15. I'm going to finish now with both of those verses. 2 Chronicles 7:14. We all know, we've heard a lot of this lately. "If my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves," not think they can solve all their own problems on their own self. Pray and seek my face, seek his face, and turn from their wicked ways. Then, speaking of hearing, I will hear from heaven and forgive their sins and will heal their land. Now, in verse 15, he says, "Now my eyes shall be open and mine ears attent unto the prayer that is made in this place."